Hey, what's going on everybody? Ryan Johnson here, and in this video I'm going to talk about my personal experience with building muscle and retaining muscle while doing intermittent fasting. And so this is a question that I'm seeing a lot is, can you talk about building muscle or keeping your muscle while in an intermittent fasting protocol? And first I want to start by saying I am not an expert and I'm not a scientist. So when it comes to the science behind keeping your muscle and building muscle while on intermittent fasting, if you want to know more about that, I'm going to leave some links to some videos that go into the science behind it. Be sure to check those out afterwards. One of the reasons that people want to know about building muscle or retaining muscle on an intermittent fasting protocol is there's a lot of information out there, and there's a lot of bro science that would make you think that an intermittent fasting routine would make you lose your muscle because you're going catabolic or you're not staying in an anabolic state. So I can tell you from personal experience, that's something that I was concerned with. You know, I was big into bodybuilding and weightlifting when I was in college. At the time, you know, I was doing the 6 meals a day, high in protein, low in carbs. I was very big on meal timing because at the time, I believed that if your body wasn't taking in protein periodically throughout the day, that you would go catabolic and you would lose your muscle. Now, what I can share from personal experience is that has not been the case. So I've been intermittent fasting for about 2 years now, and people always ask, you know, what kind of exercise should I do? And I always recommend that you do what you enjoy the most, because at the end of the day, the thing that you stick with is going to give you the best results. But for me personally, that has been weightlifting. I enjoy lifting weights. I enjoy, you know, that bodybuilding physique kind of style of workout, and a better physique is one of my personal goals. So for me, I enjoy weightlifting, and I have not seen a loss in muscle mass with intermittent fasting. Now, with that being said, here's a few of the rules that I tend to follow to make sure that I am getting good workouts in and retaining the most muscle possible. Now, one of the things that I do is I am sure to hit a high enough protein intake throughout the day. So, and while I don't track my macros anymore, I do just try to look over the course of the day, you know, have I had a sufficient amount of protein? And one of the ballpark numbers that I use for protein is, honestly, I'm looking to get about 30 to 50% of my daily calories from protein. So that's just rough estimate of what I try to do to keep my muscle. It is important that you're taking in enough protein in your diet. The other thing that I do is on days that I lift heavy, like today. So I went to the gym today. I did whole body exercises. So I did, you know, some bench press. I did some lat pull downs, some triceps, shoulders. I did a little bit of everything. I try to make sure that on the days that I lift, I don't do an extended fast. And when I say extended fast, I'm talking that 20 to 24 hour mark. I typically only do a 16 to 18 hour fast. So I find that that works best for me, but I would say experiment and see what works best for you, for not only when can you lift the most during your workouts, but when is a good time to fuel your body after the workout. I have found that if I lift early in the morning and do an extended fast, a 24-hour fast, I'm not breaking until 7 p.m. at night, that I don't feel as good throughout the day. So I like to lift on days where I'm only doing a 16 to 18 hour fast. So losing muscle is not something that you have to worry about with intermittent fast. Fasting actually has a muscle protein breakdown sparing effect. So if you think back to a real long time ago when we were hunter-gatherers, you got to think, you know, our bodies were designed to keep our muscles during that period of fasting because it was feast or famine. And during that period of famine, your body saves as much muscle as possible because you're going to need that to go on the hunt and be able to provide. So you don't need to worry about losing muscle with intermittent fasting. That has been my experience. Again, I was afraid to do it because I thought, you know, I'm going to lose all this muscle, but the reality is try it, see what works for you, and I think you will be surprised. A lot of the bro science that's out there, 9 times out of 10 is to perpetuate a supplement. So I haven't been on any supplements for the last 2 years, and I still have been building a decent amount of muscle. So that has been my experience. If you want to know anything else about what I'm doing, please be sure to leave a comment below. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.